Before you close your eyes tonight, I want to offer you something simple, something you can hold in your hands like a warm cup of tea. Not a complicated routine, not another thing to do perfectly, just a piece of paper and a few loving words that can help your mind soften, your body relax, and your heart feel less alone. Because so many people climb into bed and their bodies are tired, but their minds are still running, thinking, planning, replaying, worrying, judging, and you can feel it, can't you? That restless hum inside, like a little motor that refuses to turn off. And I want you to know something right away. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not broken because you have thoughts. You are not failing because you feel fear sometimes. You are not too much because your mind wants to protect you. You see, the mind learned long ago that if it keeps scanning for danger, it might keep you safe. If it keeps rehearsing tomorrow, it might prevent pain. If it keeps reviewing the past, it might avoid making the same mistake again. It is trying to help you. It just doesn't always know how to rest. So tonight we're going to give your mind a gentle place to lay down. We're going to guide it the way you would guide a small child who has had a long day and needs reassurance. And we'll do it with writing. Most of us don't realize how many heavy thoughts we carry into bed, as if sleep is another place we must prove ourselves. We carry conversations we wish we handled differently. We carry bills. We carry worries about people we love. We carry the fear that time is running out, or that we'll never change, or that we'll never be truly seen. And then we wonder why our shoulders are tight and our stomach is clenched. Your body is listening to every thought you think, even when you don't say it out loud. Your body hears the tone of your inner voice. If your inner voice is harsh, your body tightens. If your inner voice is kind, your body softens. You see, the words you write are not just ink on paper. Your body listens to them. And at night, right before sleep, your mind becomes especially receptive. It is like soil that has been loosened, like a quiet field, like a garden that is ready. This is why the point of power is always in the present moment. Not because the past doesn't matter, but because the present is where you can make a new choice. Right now, you can choose a thought that supports you. Right now, you can choose a sentence that feels like relief. Right now, you can be with yourself in a different way. I want to be very gentle and very honest here. Writing a few words on paper is not a magic trick that makes life obey. It is not a demand you place on the universe. It is something much more loving. It is cooperation. When you shift your thoughts consistently, life begins to respond in ways you may not expect. Many people find that as they change their thinking, their experiences shift, not because you forced anything, but because you became available for new possibilities. You see, when your mind is rigid and frightened, it tends to see only what it already expects to see. But when your mind softens, you notice openings, you notice kindness, you notice the next step, and sometimes, by morning, you may discover that what felt impossible at night now feels workable. What felt heavy now feels lighter. What felt confusing now has a thread of clarity. Not always in dramatic ways, sometimes in very quiet ways. A calmer breath, a kinder thought, a new idea, a message you didn't expect, a willingness to try again. And that is the kind of miracle I love. The everyday miracle of a mind that is no longer fighting itself. When you choose a kinder thought, even a small one, you begin to untie an old knot inside. So let's begin in the simplest way. If you can, bring a piece of paper and a pen close to you. If you're already in bed and you don't want to sit up, you can do this on a notebook beside you or even on a folded paper resting on a book. If you don't have paper right now, you can still listen. And tomorrow you can try it. Just listening can already begin to soothe you. Take a slow breath in and let it out. And as you exhale, allow your shoulders to drop just a little. Feel the weight of your body being held. Feel the bed supporting you. Feel the air touching your skin. And just for this moment, let nothing be required of you. You do not have to solve your whole life tonight. You do not have to figure everything out tonight. You do not have to be perfect to be worthy of rest. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to be human. Now, I want you to notice where your worry lives in your body. Is it in your throat, as if words are stuck there? Is it in your chest, like a tight band? Is it in your belly, like a flutter or a knot? Is it in your jaw, clenched without you even realizing? Just notice, with kindness. And if you find tension, don't scold it. Don't fight it. Don't try to force it away. Simply say to yourself, gently, I see you. So many people were never taught how to be with themselves kindly. They were taught how to push, how to perform, how to endure, how to keep going. And then, when they finally slow down at night, everything they pushed away during the day rises up. That is not failure. That is simply life asking to be acknowledged. Now, let's talk about the deeper reason this little practice is so powerful. Many of the worries that keep you awake are very old voices, and you don't have to keep living by them. Old voices that said, be careful. Old voices that said, don't trust. Old voices that said, you must work harder to deserve love. Old voices that said, if you relax, something bad will happen. Old voices that said, you're not enough. And maybe you wouldn't say those things to yourself in such blunt words, but the feeling is there. You see, children do not come into the world hating themselves. They do not arrive believing they are unworthy. They learn these beliefs by living with people who had their own fears and limitations. And I say that with compassion. Most of the people who hurt us were hurt themselves. They didn't know another way. But you are here now. And the point of power is always in the present moment. That means you can choose to stop repeating the old voice. You can become the new voice. You can become the loving parent inside your own mind. And tonight, we begin with paper, because paper is patient. Paper does not argue with you. Paper does not interrupt you. Paper does not judge you. Paper holds what you're ready to release and what you're ready to choose. Tonight, we're going to write in a way that feels like safety, like permission, like coming home to yourself. There are 3 gentle movements we'll make, like 3 soft breaths. First, we release what is heavy. Second, we choose what is true. Third, we plant a seed, and then we let it be. Because sleep is also a form of trust. So take your pen and at the top of the paper, write this simple phrase. Tonight, I choose peace. Just write it. And if it feels hard to write, if your mind says, that's not true, I don't feel peaceful, that's all right. You are not lying. You are choosing. You are setting direction. Now, under that sentence, I want you to write one honest line about what has been weighing on you. Just one line. You don't need a whole story. You don't need to analyze it. You don't need to blame anyone. Just one line like, I feel worried about money. I feel alone. I'm afraid I'll never get it right. I'm tired of being strong. I don't know what to do next. Let your pen tell the truth gently, without drama, just the honest weight you're ready to set down. And as you write it, notice your body. Notice if something loosens even a little, simply because you named it. You see, what we resist persists, but what we acknowledge can begin to move. Now, right underneath that line, write this sentence. This is only a thought, and a thought can be changed. Write it slowly and feel what that means. It doesn't mean your situation is imaginary. It doesn't mean your feelings are wrong. It means you are not trapped inside your current mind. You are not condemned to the same fear forever. You are not doomed to repeat the same story. A thought can be changed. and you can change it gently, without force. Now, we are going to do something very kind. Write, I am willing to be kinder to myself. And if you want to add a few words after it, you can, like, I am willing to stop punishing myself. I am willing to stop scaring myself. I am willing to stop replaying the past. I am willing to let tonight be enough. Just choose what feels real for you, because willingness is powerful. You do not have to leap all the way to perfect confidence. You do not have to leap all the way to total certainty. You only need to be willing. Now, let's talk about forgiveness for a moment, because many people cannot sleep because they are holding something tight inside. Sometimes we hold anger at someone else, sometimes we hold anger at ourselves, and sometimes we hold grief. I want you to hear this. You are allowed to feel what you feel. You are allowed to be angry. You are allowed to be sad. You are allowed to be disappointed. Feelings are not wrong. They are signals. They are energy moving. But when we grip them all night long, they become weights. So on your paper, write one of these sentences. Choose the one that feels gentlest. I release this for now. Or, I do not have to carry this tonight. Or, I can set this down until morning. Write it. And as you write it, imagine your hands opening. Imagine unclenching your fists. Imagine your shoulders letting go. You see, sometimes the most loving thing we can do is take a break from our own intensity. Now we shift to the second movement. Now we give your mind a new place to rest by writing the thought you want to live from. Because the mind needs somewhere to go. If you take away worry, the mind will search for something else. So we offer it a thought that supports life, not a sugary thought that denies reality, a life-supporting thought, a thought that feels like a sturdy handrail. So here is what I want you to write next. Write, in the infinity of life where I am safe. Write it. And if that word safe feels tender, if your body reacts, just be gentle. Safety is a practice. Safety is something we learn. Now write, life loves me. And notice what comes up. For some people, those words are easy. For others, those words feel almost impossible. If they feel impossible, I invite you to soften them. Write, I am willing to believe that life can support me. Or, I am open to noticing how life supports me. That is enough. Now write, I deserve good things. Again, notice your mind. If your mind says, no, I don't, then we do not fight the mind. We simply return to willingness. Write, I am willing to know that I deserve good things, because you do. You were born deserving, and nothing you have ever done, nothing you have ever failed to do, can remove your worth. You may have made mistakes. You may have said things you regret. You may have stayed too long in places that hurt you, but you are still worthy. Now, let's bring the body into this. Place one hand over your heart if that feels comfortable. Feel the warmth of your hand. Feel the steady beating under your palm. This is life, right here. This is your body saying, I am here with you. And now, if you can, write these words as you say them, slowly. In the infinity of life where I am, all is well in my world. Write it, say it, and then pause. Breathe. You don't have to convince yourself. You are simply offering your nervous system a new message. All is well in my world might not mean everything is perfect. It can mean, in this moment I am breathing. In this moment I am held. In this moment I can choose kindness. In this moment I do not have to fight myself. Now, here is the third movement. This is the seed. This is the sentence you will plant in your night garden. And I want it to be very simple. One sentence. Not a long list of demands. not a complicated plan, just one seed thought that feels like the next best feeling. So ask yourself quietly, what would I love to wake up feeling tomorrow? Not what would I love to force to happen, but what would I love to feel? Maybe you want to feel calm, maybe you want to feel hopeful, maybe you want to feel confident, maybe you want to feel clear, maybe you want to feel supported, maybe you want to feel loved. Choose one. And now, write a sentence in the present tense, as if it is already true inside you. Like, I wake up feeling calm and supported. I wake up with clarity about my next step. I wake up feeling at peace with myself. I wake up trusting life. Write it. And as you write it, imagine placing a tiny seed into soft soil. This is your night garden. Your paper is the soil. Your words are the seed. And your breath, your gentle attention, is the water. Now, place your hand over your heart again and read your seed sentence once, slowly. Feel the words. Let them sink. And then, here is something important. We close the garden gate. We do not stand over the soil all night demanding the seed sprout faster. We do not keep digging it up to check if it's working. We do not argue with it. We plant and we let it be. That is trust. So underneath your seed sentence, write, I let this be enough for tonight. Write it now. I want to speak to the part of you that might be skeptical. The part that says, this is silly, or this won't help, or my problems are too big. I understand, and I have seen so many people carry that kind of doubt. Often, skepticism is not arrogance. It is self-protection. If you have been disappointed before, your mind may say, don't hope, it hurts. If you have tried and failed, your mind may say, don't try again, it's safer. If you have been let down, your mind may say, don't trust, you'll get hurt. So we do not fight that part of you. We soothe it and we say, thank you for trying to protect me. And then we choose a kinder thought anyway, because you are allowed to have hope. You are allowed to try something gentle. You are allowed to be supported. Now, let me share a little metaphor with you. Have you ever noticed how at night the world becomes quieter and things seem larger? A worry that was manageable at noon feels enormous at midnight. A thought that was small becomes a storm. That is the nature of night. Night amplifies what is unresolved, but night also brings something else. Night brings surrender. Night brings restoration. Night brings the quiet work of healing. Your body does so much while you sleep. It repairs tissues, it regulates hormones, and it clears the mind, and your emotional world, your inner life, also processes and integrates. So when you write a new thought before sleep, you are giving your inner world a new instruction, not a command, an invitation to process with love instead of fear, an invitation to rest with safety instead of tension, an invitation to awaken with openness, and that can change the way you experience the next day. Now, let's deepen this with another simple, tender practice. If you can, look at your writing for a moment. See the words on the page, and imagine they are spoken to you by someone who loves you deeply, someone who believes in you, someone who sees your goodness. Because sometimes we can accept kindness more easily when we imagine it coming from outside. So let your eyes rest on, tonight I choose peace, and let it feel like a blessing. Now rest on, this is only a thought, and a thought can be changed. And let it feel like freedom. Now rest on, I am willing to be kinder to myself, and let it feel like a hand on your shoulder. Now rest on, in the infinity of life where I am safe, and let it feel like a warm blanket. Now rest on, life loves me, and let it feel like light. Now rest on, I deserve good things, and let it feel like truth. Now rest on your seed sentence, and let it feel like possibility. Breathe. And if you feel emotion, if tears come, if your chest tightens, if a wave passes through you, let it. That is not weakness. That is release. That is your body responding to love. Now, I want to talk about something many people do at night without realizing. They rehearse the worst. They lie in bed and imagine what could go wrong. They imagine rejection. They imagine loss. They imagine failure. They imagine embarrassment. They imagine being alone. And the body responds as if it is happening now. The heart races. The stomach clenches. The muscles tighten. You see, the body does not know the difference between a real event and a vividly imagined one. It responds to your images and words. So when you write loving words, you give the body a different image. You give the body a different story, and you begin to retrain your system. This is how change happens, not through punishment, not through pressure, through practice, through love, through repetition that is gentle. This is why affirmations can be so powerful when we use them with kindness, not as a way to deny your feelings, but as a way to guide your feelings towards safety. So now, if you would like, we can do a short affirmation sequence together. You can write them again or simply say them in your mind. Say softly, I am willing to relax. Pause, I am willing to let go. Pause, I am willing to sleep peacefully. Pause, I am willing to trust life. Pause, I am willing to be supported. Pause, I choose thoughts that nourish me. Pause, I speak to myself with love. Pause, I am enough. Pause, I am worthy. Pause, I am safe. Pause, life loves me. And now, breathe. Notice what changed in your body. Even if it is only 1% softer, that matters, because 1% is the beginning of a new pattern. Now, let's include another metaphor, because the mind loves images. Imagine your mind is like a room filled with papers, old papers, receipts, letters, old report cards, old judgments, old to-do lists. And you've been living in that room for years, trying to organize it at night. No wonder you are tired. Tonight, your writing is like taking one stack of papers and placing it neatly in a folder. Not to deny it, not to pretend it doesn't exist, but to say, this is contained, this is held, I do not have to scatter it all over myself. And then you turn off the light, you close the door, you go to rest. You can return to it tomorrow if you need to, but tonight, you do not have to live inside it. You deserve rest now. There may be someone in your life you're thinking about tonight, someone you miss, someone who hurt you, someone you're worried about, someone you feel responsible for. And if that person is in your mind, I want you to remember this. Love does not mean carrying. Love does not mean worrying all night. Love does not mean punishing yourself. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is release someone into the care of life. So if you want on your paper, write, I release you with love, or I place you in the hands of life, or I trust that you have your own path. And if that feels too hard, write, I am willing to release you with love. That is enough. Now, let's talk about you, because sometimes the person we hold most tightly is ourselves. We replay our mistakes, we criticize our choices, we question our worth, we say things inside we would never say to a friend. So tonight, I want you to practice a new way. If you can, write one sentence of appreciation for yourself, just one. It can be simple. I made it through today. I did my best. I am learning. I am growing. I kept going. I showed up. I cared. Write it and let it land, because appreciation heals. And you see, Self-love is not vanity. Self-love is not selfishness. Self-love is your birthright. When you love yourself, you make healthier choices. When you love yourself, you treat your body with respect. When you love yourself, you attract people who also respect you. When you love yourself, you stop accepting crumbs. So even tonight, even before sleep, we can practice self-love on paper. Now, I want you to imagine something. Imagine you wake up tomorrow morning and the first thought you have is kinder, just a little, instead of, oh no, another day. You think, I wonder what good can happen today, or I can handle this, or I'll take it one step at a time. That is a miracle, because it changes your whole day. It changes how you speak to people. It changes how you respond. It changes what you notice. It changes what you believe is possible, and it begins tonight. Now, sometimes people ask, what exactly should I write? What is the right sentence? And I want you to hear this. Your inner wisdom knows. Your inner wisdom knows what you need most. If you need comfort, write comfort. If you need courage, write courage. If you need forgiveness, write forgiveness. If you need trust, write trust. And if you don't know, if you feel blank, then keep it very simple. Write, all is well. Write, I am safe. Write, life loves me. And let that be enough. Sometimes the simplest words are the most powerful. Now, let's create a little ritual of closing so your mind can truly settle. Look at your paper again. Read the first line. Tonight, I choose peace. And then, fold the paper once. Just once, if you can. That fold is symbolic. It says, this is held. Now place it somewhere close. A bedside table, under a book, beside your pillow, and in your mind, imagine closing the garden gate. The gate does not slam. It closes softly, and behind that gate, your seed is safe. Your intention is safe. Your new thought is safe. You do not have to manage it all night. Now, I want you to practice a gentle breath. Inhale slowly, and as you inhale, silently say, I receive. Exhale slowly, and as you exhale, silently say, I let go. Again, inhale, I receive. Exhale, I let go. And one more time, inhale, I receive. Exhale, I let go. Now, if any thought tries to pull you into worry, you can treat it like a cloud passing through the sky. You do not chase it. You do not wrestle with it. You simply notice that's a thought, and you return to your seed sentence. Return to your chosen feeling. Return to the idea that you are held. This is one of the most powerful practices you can learn, not to control your thoughts, but to choose which ones you live in. Because a thought is like a room. You can visit it, but you don't have to move in. Now, let me share one more story with you, something simple. I once knew someone who would go to sleep every night thinking, nothing ever works out for me. They didn't even realize they were thinking it. It was just a familiar sentence, like an old song, and every day they found evidence to match it. A delay, a mistake, a person who didn't respond, a plan that fell apart. And then they said, see, nothing works. But one night they chose a different sentence, not a dramatic one, just, things can work out for me. And they wrote it. And they wrote it again the next night, and again, and over time, something changed. They began to notice what was working. They began to speak differently. They began to ask for help. They began to take steps they had been afraid to take. And life began to respond, not because the sentence was magic, but because their mind became open, because their body stopped bracing, because their energy stopped fighting. You see, when you stop expecting rejection, you show up differently. When you stop expecting failure, you try differently. When you stop expecting pain, you allow love, and that is the work, that is the healing. So tonight, I want you to feel proud of yourself for doing something kind. You did not punish yourself into peace. You offered yourself peace. You chose a thought that supports you. You planted a seed. Now, let's make sure we end with the gentlest possible energy. Because the last thoughts you hold before sleep matter. They are like a lullaby to your subconscious. So I want to speak these words to you, and you can let them wash over you. You are safe. You are loved. You are worthy. You are not alone. You do not have to carry everything. You do not have to solve everything tonight. The point of power is always in the present moment, and right now you are choosing rest. Right now you are choosing peace. Right now you are choosing a kinder inner voice, and that matters. If your mind tries to argue, let it. You don't have to win an argument with your mind. You simply return to love, return to breath, return to your seed sentence, and if you wake in the night, you can place your hand on your heart and whisper to yourself, "All is well in my world." Even if it feels like a whisper through tears, even if it feels like a small light is still light. Now, allow your eyes to soften, allow your jaw to loosen, allow your tongue to rest, allow your shoulders to melt, allow your belly to soften, feel the bed supporting you, feel the air moving in and out, and remember, you don't have to stay awake making life happen. Your job tonight is to receive. Life is working, even when you rest. Healing is happening, even when you sleep. Solutions can arise, even when you stop forcing. Your inner wisdom knows, and it can speak more clearly when you are quiet. So tonight you have done enough. You have loved yourself. You have chosen a new thought. You have planted a seed, and now you let it be. As you drift into sleep, let this be the last thing you remember. Life loves you, and you are safe. All is well in your world right now, and so it is.